One morning, a 70-year-old man suddenly collapsed right there in his kitchen. No pain, no warning. Within seconds, his mouth twisted, his hand began to shake, and time seemed to stop. But what shocked everyone was this: he survived without a single trace of brain damage. He did something incredibly simple, something most of us would never think to do. Are you curious to know what he did in those first 3 minutes to escape death itself? Stay until the end of this video, because once you learn this simple act, you might one day save your own life, or someone you love. I'm Dr. Elias Monroe, and I'm 55 years old. For more than 20 years, I've worked with thousands of patients across the United States, people in their 50s, 60s, even well into their 80s. And there's one thing I always remind them, and today, I want to remind you too. The first 3 minutes of a stroke can determine the rest of your life. I still remember that autumn morning. One of my patients, Margaret, age 71, was having breakfast with her husband when her hand suddenly froze mid-air. She tried to speak, but only broken sounds came out. Her husband thought she was choking, but in truth, that was the moment her brain was crying for help. What amazed me was what she did next. Before the ambulance arrived, she simply lay flat, raised her legs, and began to breathe slowly and deeply. By the time the paramedics reached her, her speech had already started to return. That simple act, small as it seemed, saved her brain from severe damage. We call it the blood shift maneuver, a way to use gravity and breath to push blood back toward the brain when every second counts. I share this story not to frighten you, but to remind you. Sometimes calmness and the right knowledge at the right moment are the most powerful medicines we can ever give ourselves. And now, in this video, I'll walk you through 5 practical lessons you can apply starting today. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn might one day save your life or someone you love. Lesson 1. The method is simple. I'm Dr. Elias Monroe, a neurologist, and if you're listening to this, I want you to remember one simple truth. The way you breathe and the way you stay calm during the first 3 minutes of a stroke can save your life. I've witnessed hundreds of stroke cases, and strangely enough, the ones who survived best weren't always those who got to the hospital first, but those who knew what to do before help arrived. I want you to picture this. You're sitting at the table, reading the newspaper, or having breakfast, when suddenly your arm feels weak, your words start to slur, and your head begins to spin. Don't try to stand up or push through it. Lie flat on your back. Raise your legs about 12 inches. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and exhale slowly for 6. When you do that, you're helping blood flow back to your brain, buying yourself precious time. Recent studies show that people who follow this position and breathing rhythm can reduce brain damage by up to 40%. And remember what I always tell my patients: panic steals your oxygen. Calm brings it back. Staying calm, that's the very first step toward staying alive. Lesson 2. Calmness, the first medicine. I want to share something that years of working with patients over 50 have taught me. Sometimes, the most powerful medicine doesn't come from a pharmacy. It comes from your own mind. When a crisis strikes, a stroke, a heart attack, or sudden dizziness, the body's natural reaction is fear. The heart races, breathing quickens, and the mind goes blank. I've seen it countless times, and often it's not the illness itself, but the panic that causes people to lose control. I remember a man named Walter, 68 years old. One evening during dinner, he suddenly felt lightheaded. His wife froze in fear as he gripped the table. But within seconds, Walter closed his eyes, took a deep breath, exhaled slowly, and whispered, "I'm okay. I'm okay." His heartbeat began to steady. His breathing returned to rhythm. By the time the ambulance arrived, he was still conscious, and it was his calmness, not the medicine, that saved him. Science confirms this. Just 3 slow, deep breaths can lower your heart rate, relax your blood vessels, and restore oxygen to your brain. I know, staying calm in those moments isn't easy, but every time you tell yourself, "I'm okay," you're sending a powerful signal to your body. Keep going. We're still in control. And sometimes, that quiet steadiness, that inner calm, is the most miraculous medicine no scientist could ever create. Lesson 3. Practice before it happens. A fire drill for your body. If there's one piece of advice I want you to remember today, it's this. Practice ahead of time. Treat it like a fire drill for your own body. You know, in big buildings, people run fire drills several times a year. Not because they expect a fire to happen, but because they know that when an emergency strikes, there's no time to think, only time to act. Our bodies work the same way. I want you to imagine this. You're sitting down, reading the newspaper, when suddenly your right arm goes numb or your vision starts to blur. Don't panic. Instead, do what you've trained yourself to do. Lie down, raise your legs, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, then exhale slowly. That's all. Just a few minutes of calm, deliberate action. Could change the rest of your life. I once had a patient named Helen, 74 years old. She told me that after watching one of our videos and practicing the routine at home, she wasn't afraid when the real stroke came. She didn't scream or freeze. She simply did what she had rehearsed. By the time she reached the hospital, her brain was completely intact. Practice isn't about fear. It's about living prepared. 1 minute of readiness today can save you months of recovery later. Just like every home needs a fire alarm, your body needs a trained survival reflex to stay calm, breathe, and act. Lesson 4. After the danger passes, remember, the brain can heal. There's something I always tell my patients after they've survived a stroke. Never stop believing in the brain's ability to recover. Because the brain isn't a machine that breaks and can't be fixed. It's a living city where every neuron is a street and every connection is a bridge. When one road is blocked, the brain can build another, as long as you give it the chance. I remember a patient named Laura, 67 years old. After her stroke, she lost the ability to write and speak clearly. But instead of giving up, every morning she practiced writing 1 letter at a time, breathing slowly, and eating mindfully. 6 months later, she was able to handwrite a birthday card for her grandson, in her own handwriting. When I asked her how she did it, she smiled and said, "I just gave my brain time to learn again, like teaching a child how to walk." Science calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to reconnect and rewire itself. But to activate it, you need to move gently, breathe deeply, and nourish your body with clean, oxygen-rich blood. Think of it this way. Every deep breath sends oxygen to your neurons. Every meal with salmon, leafy greens, beets, or a bit of dark chocolate fuels your brain's circulation. And that warm glass of water each morning, small but powerful, is your daily greeting to a brain that's learning how to come alive again. Lesson 5. Just 3 minutes. Each morning, jumpstart your circulation. I'm Dr. Elias Monroe, and if you asked me, "Doctor, how should I start my day to live longer and stay healthier?" My answer would be simple. Just 3 minutes every morning. Picture this. It's early morning. Before you jump out of bed, sit at the edge of it. Take 3 deep, slow breaths. Feel the air fill your lungs, and leave your body gently. Then, lightly pump your heels and toes for about 1 minute. That simple motion awakens the second heart of your body, your calf muscles, helping blood flow upward to your brain. Finish with a few shoulder and neck rolls and drink a glass of warm water. That's it. But in doing so, you've sent a powerful message to your body. Wake up. Let's move smoothly today. Many people believe that good health requires intense workouts or strict diets. But the truth is, real health begins with small, consistent movements that you repeat every day. Science shows that just a few minutes of morning circulation activation can reduce sudden spikes in blood pressure and increase brain blood flow by up to 20%. And I always tell my patients, when the blood stops flowing, don't panic. Breathe, stay low, and let gravity help you. Longevity isn't built from miracles. It's built from the 3 quiet minutes you spend each morning to love and care for your body. After decades of working alongside people in their 50s, 60s, and even 80s, I've realized something profound. The human body never truly betrays us. Sometimes we just stop listening to it. We rush through life, brushing off dizziness, numb hands, or restless nights as normal. But in truth, every signal is a whisper from your body saying, "Slow down. Pay a little more attention to me." A stroke, heart failure, or loss of balance never happens suddenly. They are quietly woven from the years we ignore the small signs. And yet, the wonderful truth is, we can always change. Just a few minutes each morning to breathe and move your blood, a few calm breaths when your body feels off balance, a few practice runs to train your reflexes for emergencies. All these small actions, over time, become a shield protecting your brain, your heart, and your life. I've met hundreds of patients who once believed that health had to be bought, with medicine or gym memberships. But they later discovered that the most precious cure lies in daily habits, where every breath, every gentle movement, becomes an act of healing. So don't wait until your body cries for help. Start today, with just 3 mindful minutes each morning, and a little patience each night. Soon you'll notice a change, not only in your health, but in your peace of mind. The lesson is simple. Health doesn't come from big actions, but from small habits repeated every day. The human body has a miraculous ability to heal itself, if we give it space, time, and calm. Learn to stay centered, cherish every breath, and treat each morning as a chance to begin again. Now, a question for you. If you could choose just one small habit each morning to improve your health, what would it be? Deep breathing, gentle movement, or a warm glass of water? Share your answer in the comments below so others can be inspired too. And if you found this message helpful, please subscribe to Everyday Vital Path. It helps us keep creating meaningful, heartfelt content for you. Thank you for watching. And remember, every new day is a new chance to live healthier, deeper, and more peacefully.